The Minnesota Supreme Court just ruled that women's breasts are not inherently sexual and are not considered private parts.
Well, they're right. They're not.
So, therefore, women can show their breasts in public.
They should be allowed to.
But let's play this out a little bit. Let's say that some woman is at a concert and she decides she wants to go topless.
Okay. This happens quite a bit.
Somebody, brushes up against her chest and she feels that that's assault.
What do you mean by brushes up against? Like, when I hear that, I think accidental. Like, I'm moving through a crowd of people and, my shoulder or my leg or my chest or something just accidentally brushes up against you as I'm trying to move through. That's brushing up against somebody. Just because their top's off doesn't change that at all. If a woman who takes her top off and thinks somebody's assaulting them because they brushed up against them, doesn't mean they're assaulting them. She shouldn't feel that way. A woman who takes her top off in public is going to be comfortable enough that they're going to understand that that's going to happen in a crowd of people. Now, somebody who purposely brushes up against somebody, you can tell the difference. You know that they're actually actively trying to touch you because they want to touch you. And that's still going to be considered assault.
But how can it be? Because our breasts are not considered private parts anymore.
Regardless of if that body part is considered sexual or not. If it's sexualized, which they are, it still can be considered sexual assault.
The Minnesota Supreme Court is just another example of how this state is failing.
I live in Ohio, and we've had that law in the books for as long as I can remember. And I'll tell you right now, it is very, very rare that you see a woman walking around with her top off. And it's usually in the scenario you mentioned at a concert. I've never once in my life, in the general public sphere, seen a woman with their top off. So it's not as big of an issue as you think it's going to be. You also have to remember that that's only for public spaces. Businesses and things like that are going to have their own rules that you have to follow regardless. And most places have a rule for everybody. No shirt, no shoes, no service.